girl you walk the whole earth for. Put her on your back and just carry her attitude.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kashs, and today's video is a story time. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, full transparency, I wasn't even gonna give y'all part 2 of the story time because I'm like, you know what, I don't want to be messy. I don't want to keep on reliving that situation. But since people want to harass me on social media, like they've been doing this since August and I've been letting it ride, but now y'all are getting part 2 of the story times with the receipts. So, and I'm also gonna be answering certain questions. So in the comments I seen like somebody asked, they were like, well, how come Thrifty always calls Selena broke, but Selena had to pay their way? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like I can't even give y'all a logical response for why Thrifty would call Selena broke because it just didn't make sense. So the rundown between Selena and Thrifty were like, you know, they kind of met each other when they were both going through a hard time. Selena was no longer living with her boyfriend because of the whole, like, you know, DV situation. And Thrifty had got put out of her parents' house because of her behavior. She was going to school and failing, and she just didn't want to follow directions and didn't want to carry herself like a young lady, so they put her out. So when Thrifty's parents had made her leave, she ended up going to stay with her, like, I think aunt or uncle, but they didn't have hot water like on the downstairs or area of the house, and Thrifty was sleeping down there on the couch, and they wouldn't allow her upstairs to like take a shower, so she really wasn't, like, you know, comfortable where she was living at. So, you know, her and Selena will always be together, and anywhere that Selena would go and wherever she would sleep, whether it be motels, a friend's house, whatever the case may be, Thrifty would always come along. So when the whole situation happened with the tire, Thrifty does not have a car. Thrifty has never had a car. Selena has a car, and she would let Thrifty drive because she didn't feel like driving. But I think Thrifty, just as being somebody who didn't have a car, she kind of got attached to Selena's car because this is her only means of like transportation. So that's why she would get a little bit angry when Selena would leave. So Selena ended up getting a flat tire at some point, and she didn't have the money to get it fixed. So, you know, she was like, you know, well, I could just leave my car parked right here, and I could just go to my boyfriend's house, and he'll come down here and fix it whenever the case is. So Thrifty didn't want Selena to leave, so after 2 days she ended up giving her $50 for the tire. But mind you, this is the car that we're both driving. It's my car, but this is the car that we're both driving. So I'm gonna be honest, I just think that like Thrifty got really attached to Selena's car. Like, y'all, not even being weird, even after they fell out, Thrifty would still be posting Selena cars, pretending that it was hers, and like, you know, just, it's even her profile picture. The whole situation is just weird. It's off the wall or whatever. So but now we're getting back into the story. So I think I left off when Linda had texted me like cop and please, saying that she didn't want no problem with me and things like that. And we're going to include the messages just to refresh everybody's memory. So when all of this was going on, I was just like, you know, you don't have a problem, but your homegirl is doing too much rapping. Like, the problem ain't even you at this point. And I'm going to be honest, although me and Selena were kind of like disappointed and Linda, we both knew that Linda was really that friend. She didn't really have a backbone. Like, and it's not even because she was non-confrontational. It's just like, wherever the wind blows, that's what her opinion is. So it's like, you know, if she was around me and Selena that day, she would have been like, yeah, Thrifty was wrong. But because she was around Thrifty that day, Thrifty's in the right and we're wrong. Like, she was just one of those friends, you really couldn't get mad at her because she didn't have a backbone, but you also can't have people like that around you. So I believe that Selena had ended up texting her and was just like, you know, like, I don't want to be cool with no fake ass bitches. And Selena ended up like finally popping her stuff back, and she was just like, you know, you were so quick to like, you know, try to down me and talk about my situation, and you and Thrifty think you getting on me, but think about all the stuff your bitch ass boyfriend has put you through, and I've always been there for y'all. But like, because it was just like, I can understand why Selena would be comfortable coming to them, telling them about her DV situation, because all of them were going through stuff with men. Like, Thrifty would lie and say that she was celibate, but then she would be DMing boys on YouTube back to back, begging them to collab when they would come to the city. They would do the whoop-de-woo, the nasty with her, and then never speak to her again, won't even tag her in the video. Half of them didn't even post it. And then with Linda was in like a very like toxic relationship herself. It probably didn't have domestic violence, but it was definitely some mental manipulation going on there. Because hopefully I'm telling the story right, but this is pretty much how she kicked it to us. Her boyfriend's parents have like a lot of things under his name, like the cable bill, the the light bill, I think, whatever the case may be. So she would always, like, you know, give him the money to pay the light bill and to pay his phone bill. You know, like, she was fixing his credit, she was getting it up, so she was helping him and his parents. But for some odd reason, his father just did not like her. He used to call her the B word to her face in front of her boyfriend, call her out of her name, and body shame her to the point where she really, like, hated herself. Like, no shade, not even trying to be mean, because y'all know I'm a big girl too. I know how it feels to be insecure. But Linda won't even to this day post any like current day or current pictures of her. She always posts pictures from like 3 years ago, and it was just like, you know, baby, you need to leave him and like find yourself, like find your self-esteem. Mind you, he's cheating and you're cheating too. So it was just like, this is just a whole lot of it was just a ghetto mess. So when all of this is going on and Thrifty's doing all this on Instagram, I kind of just like ignored Linda, and I had to went and I cussed Thrifty out because she kept on tagging me and like trying to get a reaction out of me. Y'all, I had even made like, I think I had shared a meme just trying to take like the unbothered baddie route, and I was like, people who are miserable, like they sit around and they create issues because they have nothing better going. She screenshots the story off my post, like, she screenshots the post of my story, puts it on her story, and then tags me and is like, yeah, just like your friend. It's like, it's obsessive at this point. Like, I'm low-key scared of you. So they just keep on doing this. They just keep on tagging and just keep on trying to argue on social media. So eventually Selena comes back to my house, and we were like, I don't even remember what we were supposed to be doing. I think we were supposed to be getting ready to like cook dinner that night, and I was just like, I ain't gonna lie, Selena, I want to go fight them. And she was like, I do too. Now honestly, y'all, me being like 2 years older than Selena, I probably should have took the mature route and would have just been like, you know, let them talk on social media. But it was like, y'all was doing a little bit too much talking, and it was just to the point where it's like, you know, this is getting annoying. So mind you, Linda was like copping pleas to me, but she was still talking crazy to Selena. And in her defense, honestly, I don't really think that she was the one talking crazy. I think that she was giving Selena her phone, not Selena, sorry. I think that she was giving Thrifty her phone and letting her text for her. But the problem is, you're letting Thrifty write checks that your ass can't cash. So if you're not on that type of time, tell Thrifty, like, give me my phone back. I don't want to argue. But Linda just didn't have a backbone. Baby barely had a gristle. She just was one of those people that she's going to go with the flow. So they're doing all that. So Selena texts Linda. She's like, where you at? So while she's texting Linda, asking her where she's at, Linda's like, girl, ain't nobody finna fight you. I don't want to fight you, blah, 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 blah. Thrifty starts texting me, and she's sending me like voice notes. She's texting me like 10, 11 times in a row, and she's telling me on the voice note, she's telling me an address, and I play it for Selena. Selena's like, that's not even her address, that's her parents' address. So Selena knew where Thrifty's parents lived because she had took Thrifty over there to pick up her stuff a couple times, because like they would just keep her stuff outside in trash bags. And it was just like, when you think about something like that, it's like, oh my god, like I couldn't imagine just like putting my child's stuff out in trash bags. But after interacting with Thrifty, I could understand. So, you know, she was like, that's not her address, that's her parents' address, and like they don't even be on that type of stuff. That's why she's not living there now, because they don't like that type of drama in their house. So we're texting them. Linda steady saying that she don't want to fight. Thrifty just keep on talking and giving fake addresses. So me and Selena just start, you know, driving around and seeing places like, you know, that we know that Thrifty usually frequents, because, you know, Selena has her car right now, so we already know that you're gonna be on foot. So we drive through the block. We drive like over at a friend's house that Thrifty be staying at. We posted up in front of her house taking pictures and videos. We just driving looking for them, and we don't see them. At this point, we even looking for Linda's car, and we don't see that either. So me and Selena, we sit in the car, and we just kind of like, man, at this point it's starting to be a waste of time. So after maybe like an hour or two, all of a sudden Linda sends the address and is like, oh, come to this park. Now this is where you could tell me and Selena, all of our common sense just flew out the fucking car windshield. So she has not texted us back for hours. She been saying she don't want to fight. All of a sudden she sends us an address. This address is like one of the suburban parks. Like I don't know how I could explain it to y'all. The name of the park is Osborne Park, but Osborne Park is like not necessarily a park. It's more of like a walking trail. They don't even have a playground. It's a walking trail with a lake in the middle. There's people houses around there. This is a very quiet neighborhood. This is like the trail and the path people take to walk their dogs or like teach their kids how to ride a bike. The fact that she wanted to fight right there should have been a red flag, because there's a ghetto ass park not even 5 minutes away that people go over there and fight all the time. The police not gonna come, like don't nobody really live right there. So we could have got away with that, and we should not have went, but it was just like, you know what, let's just go over there. So I drive and I end up seeing Selena's car like parked in the, not Selena's car, sorry, Linda's car parked in the sand. So I park up behind Linda and I'm just like, you know, there's a lot of heads moving in that car. So now, mind you, me and Selena, we both had, like, you know, weapons, nothing like deadly, but we both had like mace and things like that on us, and we were just like, should we take it out the car? And I'm just like, no, I don't think so, because I don't want them to see us getting out with weapons and thinking that we're on that type of time. Like, I just want to shoot a fair one. And Selena kept on telling me, she was like, bruh, she's gonna bring her boyfriend and he be having pew-pews on him, like, you know, this just is gonna be a mess. And I should have listened to her, but I'm just like, no, they're not gonna bring the boy to the girl fight. They indeed brought a boy to a girl fight. So we get out the car or whatever. I'm like walking up on the side of the car where I know Thrifty's at, because that's who I want to get. Selena's walking up to the driver's side because that's where Linda's at. So before we could even make it over there, bitch, Linda's boyfriend gets out the car with a ski mask on and like a sweatsuit on, and he got his hand under his jacket, and he like, oh, back up off the car. Back up off the car. You know, don't nobody love their girlfriend car like a YN that don't got one, bitch. He was ready to go to war by that little Honda. I was like, child, bitch, I know how it be. He don't want to be beating people. I'm sorry. So he get out the car, he doing all that, and bitch, neither one of us is paying him any mind, because it's just like, he was really hard to take serious. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like, first of all, why are you here? So Selena ends up saying like, okay, if Linda don't want to fight, make Thrifty get out the car. Thrifty seen me on her side of the car and slid to the other side of the car where Selena was. So when she slides to the other side of the car, I end up peeping. There's a whole other person in the back seat. It looks like another dude, and then a girl gets out the car, or the front seat of like the passenger, and I guess this is Linda's sister. Mind y'all, I had never seen Linda's sister before, because Linda would always talk down on her sister about how she was a deadbeat and don't take care of her kids. Because anytime I would go over there and get my hair braided, I would see the little girl, but I would never see the mama. And Linda had ended up telling us why, but it was just like, well, I guess it's a family affair now. So when they're doing all this, Linda ends up like peeking her head out the car for like 15 minutes. Well, 15 seconds, sorry. That's too much for her. So she ended up getting out of the car, and she was like standing in the middle of the open front door and her boyfriend's door, because he had left like the backseat door open. And she was just sitting over there like looking around, looking stupid and stuff like that. But when she sees Selena like heading over to the side of the car, she ended up getting back in the car and locking her door. So Selena and Thrifty end up starting squaring up or whatever. And y'all know, I told y'all, I done been knowing Selena for a long time. I know what Selena can do. Selena throwing them bitches. I'm like, okay, get her, Selena, get her. So at some point, Selena just throwing them. And Thrifty just hits one of these on Selena's face. She just starts rubbing Selena's face. Like, I'm like, is she trying to slap, bitch? Like, while she's getting punched? But no, she's just like rubbing on Selena's face. So eventually, Selena's like, she just put sand in my eyes, like, stop. And Thrifty like tries to like sling Selena down on the ground. So once she do that, I start like getting up like, nah, we finna break up the fight, because she's saying she got sand in her eyes and now you trying to get the best of her. Why does the boyfriend and the sister act like they trying to talk about some, oh, ain't gonna be no jumping, ain't gonna be no jumping? I politely shoulder check the boyfriend, because back up off me, you're a whole man, bitch, go build a house. And then with the sister, I'm like, I had to flinch at her, because girl, me and you will be fighting. I don't even know you. You don't even know what's going on. You barely know what's going on. I'm not going to take it there. But it's like, you really need to just back up. Like, who are you? Like, go away. So I end up like I just ignored what they were saying, and I pulled my friend up and I pushed Thrifty, because you're not going to do that. Because if it's a fair one-on-one fight, whatever, but just know, you rubbing on her face, she said she got sand in her eyes, something ain't right. So when she get up, I'm looking, I don't see like no sand or dust on her face, but her face is like bloodshot red. So I go to the car and I start pouring water on her. She's like, bro, I think she got hot sauce in her hands. I think she got hot sauce. And I looked at her and I said, that's not hot sauce, that's mace. This girl sprayed her hands down with mace, and that's how she was rubbing on Selena's eyes. So when I see that, I end up rinsing Selena off with some water, and I'm like, nah, I'm finna go get her now. So I walk up to the car, and I'm like, you know, Thrifty, get out the car. Like, you know, you still owe me my ones. Because she was really talking crazy to me too, and I didn't even have anything to do with this situation. Like, you want to go viral, I'm finna make you go viral. So I'm like, get out the car. Y'all, she got the window cracked probably about this hard in the back seat. It's probably about this wide. She got her phone and she's recording out the crack. She's like, they're mad because they lost. They mad because they lost. So the whole time she's doing all this, the boyfriend is standing up, like on the side of the car. He's like, back up off the car. Back up off the car. So I'm like telling Linda, Linda, make her get out your car, dog. Because I'm like, you've been telling me all day you ain't got no problem. You've been begging for mercy and I said I'll give it to you. But she came here to fight. She's doing a lot. She's trying to record. She's trying to go viral. She's talking shit from inside of a locked car. Tell her to get out the car. Linda looks back at me and giggles. I can't make her get out the car. I can't make her get out the car. That's fine. So I try to reach in the window. And I start like, I'm not trying to hit the window, but the window's in the way. I already told you to let the window down. If you don't want to do that, I can't tell you what to do. So when I hit the car window, Thrifty hurry up and let it up. And then the boyfriend started walking over to talk about something like, back up off the car. Back up off the car. So when all this happened, Linda gets back in the car again and lock her door. And her sister gets back in the car as well. I don't even know what they bought her for. I guess she was a referee. So the boyfriend still standing outside the car trying to argue with us. So me and Selena both ended up cussing him out. But we still walking back to the car because all the girls don't lock themselves in the car. Like, why are we arguing with you? Who are you, the mascot? So he's just doing all this rapping. And we're like, bro, shut up. Like, why are you even here? Like, stay out of women's business. And he's just like, oh, I got something that'll make y'all shut up. I got something that'll make y'all shut up. And he starts lifting up his jacket, like showing us his pew-pew. Ooh. Now, granted, I know it's like, that situation, that just shows you how fast a small situation can turn into something big and somebody can end up losing their life. But when you're in the heat of the moment, you just be so aggravated, you don't even be thinking clearly, and that's why you can't make decisions out of anger. So when they do all this, they get back in the car and Linda hurry up to speed off. So I get behind Linda because I'm like, nah, I'm mad. Like, bitch, they not just gonna get away with this. So I'm following them and they like trying to record out the car window, like trying to get like cool points, I guess, or whatever. And I'm just like, this is what I don't like. So I end up following them because originally I guess they were gonna go like back onto the intersection, but I started following them and they bust a U-turn and I bust one too. So we get on the I and we probably like chasing them from like maybe about Hypo back to Boynton Beach Boulevard. And like Linda's trying to shake through lanes and stuff like that, but Linda's just not a driver. I'm like, girl, I don't even drive that fast and I've been on your bumper this whole time. Like, you should let your boyfriend drive at this point, no shade, because he know how to work your car better than you do. So we're following them, and they end up pulling like into this alleyway type thing, but it has like businesses on the side. So they pull into the alleyway and then they pull into like the business garages and they start getting out, like running up to business owner shops. And I'm like, this is so weird. It's like y'all the one with the weapons. Like, why is we doing all this? So they running up to the business owner shops and I see them and I start like driving further down the alleyway because we get to a dead end. So Selena's like, turn the car around, like we gotta go get them, whatever, we gotta go get them. And I was like, no, wait for the girls to get out the car, because the boys was the ones getting out the car, like running up to people's doors. I was like, no, we need the girls, so wait for the girls to get to the car. So we give it like 2 minutes and then we pull it back around and we pull into the lot. So when I first get over there, I'm like talking to the boyfriend. I'm like, why you I don't even know why I'm sitting over there arguing with this man, but I'm like, why you like such a B-word? Like, get out of women's business. Like, what's your problem? He's like, oh, if y'all want to fight my girlfriend, you can go down there. She's down there. I'm not going to get in it again. So we start going down there, mind you, Thrifty trying to go viral per usual. She's on live with her 2 viewers and she's having to wash her hands, and Linda's sister's helping her because, mind you, they were steady talking about some, oh, ain't no mace on her hands, ain't no mace on her hands. So why is she washing her hands right now? Come on now, we both know what's going on. So they washing her hands with a water bottle, and I kind of like, I drive over there and I spray some special spray on my own, and then I pull it back out. Mind you, I probably should have sprayed Linda's boyfriend as well, but I was like, ooh, I think he still got it on him, and I don't want him to start pew-pewing at the car, especially because that spray he wouldn't have been able to see, bitch, ain't no telling who he would have hit. So I was like, nah, let me just keep going. I really should have did it though, but that's besides the point. So we end up leaving, and I'm just like, you know, whatever. So Selena's people ended up coming down here and they were looking for Linda's boyfriend, but I had to go to work that night. So I ended up coming in here, taking a shower, and I had to work. So, you know, if you follow me on TikTok, y'all, I tell my followers everything. So I'm just on work, like I'm at work chilling, I'm on live, and I'm talking to them about my day, and I end up telling them what happens. So the whole time we have been into it, Linda, I don't know if she turned on my post notifications or what, but anytime I posted a story on Instagram, TikTok, anything, she was the first one in my views. So I'm sitting over there telling the story, and I bring up the fact that her boyfriend was showing his pew-pew. Like, she talked about some, oh, my boyfriend didn't do anything like that. He wasn't showing that. He was trying to protect me. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And she just keeps on talking. And I'm just like, Linda, me and you were just around each other, and I'm begging you to unlock your car door. My homegirl begging you to get out the car, and you didn't. So now, why are we on social media doing this, Linda? Like, come on. Like, it gets to a point where everybody's trying to spare you because you're not a fighter, but stop talking like you is one. So she's doing all that. She's steady rapping, blah, 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 blah. And me and her end up going back and forth. So she's talking about some, oh, yeah, you're sloppy, you're fat. Now, mind you, I don't have no issue with my body. I love the skin that I'm in. But I'm like, Linda, you of all people to be trying to body shame anybody, and you won't even put a camera up and take a full body picture. Everything is from the neck up, if even that. Like, you should really be the last one trying to break down somebody's self-esteem. Like, let's be for real right now. So I start saying that, and then I end up getting banned off live. So now she's texting me. She's steady trying to argue. I already had to block Thrifty. Why does her boyfriend start texting me? And honestly, y'all, I didn't even know it was her boyfriend at one point. I thought it was like a dude trying to flirt with me. So the boyfriend's like, you must really like me, LOL. Like, you over here posting about me. You don't even know me. And I'm like, is this man trying to spit game to me? Like, y'all, it's getting weird. So me and him, we started going back and forth, and I started cursing him out. Because mind you, like, honestly, I really couldn't take him serious, because it's like, you see how you just jumped out the car on all these women and you so eager to fight us? Why you don't stand up to your daddy like this and tell him to stop calling your girlfriend out of her name and body shaming her? Like, if you gonna have that type of static with me, I feel like you need to have it with everybody. Like, you know, bitch, keep it mutual. So me and him are arguing to the point where I'm on my Instagram story and I'm just cussing him out. Me and him just going back and forth and back and forth. And then Linda starts posting like snippets of the video, like chopped up, trying to make it seem like, you know, she was, I don't even know how she got a video because she was in the car the whole time. But I guess she had like chopped up the video, and they were trying to make it seem as if like Thrifty just got out there and did her big one. So the whole time they're doing all this, like, Linda's trying to play tough, and she's like, oh yeah, like, you didn't want to fight for real, you didn't want no issue. And I was like, Linda, I had to chase you down. Literally. So she was like, oh, y'all ain't chase us down, y'all ain't do this, you ain't tell me to get out the car. So the whole time all this is going on, like, I was supposed to be recording, but stuff ended up getting too weird, so I ended up putting my phone in my waistband. So I had the video of all of them getting in the car, locking themselves in there. I had the video of Linda not getting out the car. I had the video of Thrifty not getting out the car. So I posted that, and I also posted the video of me chasing them. Now, mind you, this is not my finest moment. I don't even act like this no more. I hadn't acted like this in so long. But y'all, when I posted it, everybody was like, bro, take it down. Like, you, this ain't even you no more. Like, this is really bad for your brand, because you looking like you a D1 crash out. Like, this ain't you no more. And they were right, it's not. So I ended up taking the post down. And honestly, crazy enough, me and Selena never even really talked about the situation after this day. Like, we took accountability and we said, both of us, like, we should have held each other accountable. We shouldn't went over there trying to fight them. And it's like, honestly, why would we even give them the attention when this is what they want? This is what they thrive for. Like, Thrifty refuses to get a job because she's living off of whatever money she makes from Instagram reels, and it's not much. So we just helped her buy another McChicken for today. So for months, mind you guys, so fast forward to present day, this happened like in August. So ever since August, it's been like fake pages, her, Thrifty, Linda, all of them just been on fake pages. Their friends been following us. Like, it's just been weird stuff, like to the point where they follow me on YouTube, TikTok, everything else in between. And I'm just like, whatever, like, let them have it. I'm on live 2 days ago, and I'm just chopping it up with my followers. Y'all know I always got a story to tell. So we chopped it up about ex-boyfriends and things like that. Why do I see Linda in my views? Now, mind you, almost every single live I did since I fell out with them in August, Linda has joined. And it was super weird to me because I'm like, Linda, like, I blocked you on so many different pages and so many different accounts that I blocked you and your friends. How are you still able to get on my account? So I finally said something. I was like, why are people watching me if they don't like? I said, why are B words watching me if they don't like me? Like, that's weird. Mind you, I never said Linda's name. I never referenced the situation. I could have been talking about women on TikTok or in real life, because y'all know my mouth's slick, so I have enemies in a lot of places. She gets on the live like hooping and hollering. oh, nobody's watching you, like you pop up on my For You page, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, like that's literally impossible because I have you blocked. So my moderators, they went ahead and blocked her, and then we tried to just change the subject and go back to what we were talking about before. She makes another page and gets in the comments trying to argue. Y'all, to the point where she just kept coming back trying to argue. My moderators had to block 4 of her pages. I already had to go block her on Instagram again. She made a whole nother account to watch me, I guess, off her Finsta. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, at this point, it's just getting a little bit weird. And also, I think this situation shows me that you have to stop giving people energy and like breathing life into these situations, because some people really are just unhappy with themselves and they like to just obsess and project that onto others. But that would be the end of the story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And moral of the story, child, don't be no crash out. That's literally what it is. Don't be no crash out, because there's always a YN out there eager to crash out with you. So just be mature, be smart, and avoid all conflict. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see y'all next time. Bye.